It is module 4 discussion of chapter 10 Habitat, Living Organisms and Their Surroundings. This is page number 135. This is module 4 discussion. Through this interactive video session we are going to learn about today the adaptation for terrestrial habitats. Before discussion that adaptation for terrestrial habitats, we have to know first the meaning of the terrestrial habitat, and there are how many types of terrestrial habitats in the earth, such as number 1, the plains, also called the grassland habitat, the desert habitat or called the dry and sandy habitat, underground habitats such as the burrows, hills and mountains habitat, cold snow hilly regions habitat, snow covered polar regions habitat such as North Arctic and the South Antarctic, the aerial and the arboreal habitat, and the last one is the rainforest habitat. These are the different examples of the terrestrial habitats. In this chapter, we will discuss individually each and every habitat of this terrestrial habitat one by one. First, I would like to start with the plains, the grassland habitat of the terrestrial habitat. In this grassland habitat, we will learn about the different plants which live on the grassland, as well as the different animals which also live on the grassland, because the grassland is treated as the habitat by these plants as well as by these animals. Thereafter, we will learn about the adaptation of the deer in grassland habitat and the adaptation of tiger, or we can say the lion, for this grassland habitat. Up to this we will discuss. If I say what is the meaning of the terrestrial habitat, the answer is the word terrestrial is concerned or is related with the land. Hence we can say that the terrestrial habitats are all which are related to the land habitats, or in another word we can say all types of land habitats are called the terrestrial habitats. And these terrestrial habitats can be found in different forms, such as either on the plains in form of the grassland habitat, or in the desert in form of the dry and sandy desert habitat, or also in underground habitats which are also called the burrows habitat, or this kind of habitats can also be found in the hills or in the mountains, such as the cold region or the snowy hilly regions, which are also called the terrestrial habitats. Apart from these type of habitats, there are also another type of habitats which are also called the terrestrial habitats, such as the snow covered polar regions habitat, example North Arctic and the South Antarctic. These are also called the terrestrial habitats, along with the aerial habitat and the arboreal habitat, and the last one is the rainforest habitat. As we know that the terrestrial habitats are called the land habitats, the land is treated as the habitat by different animals as well as the different plants. The plants which live on the land or terrestrial habitat, they grow with their roots in soil and the shoot in the air. This is the special type of features which are found on the body of the plants which grow on the land or the terrestrial habitat. With the presence of roots and the shoot on their body, the plants can grow on the land. And for this type of plants, the land or the terrestrial are treated as the habitat for the plants, having the root in the soil and the shoot in the air. As well as there are different animals who may or live on the land or the terrestrial, and they live on the land, they breed on the land, and they breathe in the air, and they collect their food from this land or the terrestrial habitat. We have learnt in your previous lesson that on the land there is a great variety of plants and the animals, and we can also find the different types of habitats, and there is the very sharp relationship between the organisms and their habitat, because the plants or the animals, they need to depend on the habitat, as well as a habitat is the environment that also needs to depend on the animal as well as the plants. Therefore, we can say that there is the definite relationship between the organisms and their habitats. And this interrelationship shows that the organism may affect the habitat. In turn, the habitat also affects the organism. That means both the organisms and the habitats are interconnected, or we can say interrelated with each other. And therefore we can find the distinct adaptations in the different organisms. And these are the 7 different types of the terrestrial habitats for the different animals or the organisms or the plants. These are the different examples of the terrestrial habitats. Number 1, plains. Number 2, desert habitat, so on and so forth. Now I would like to discuss the very first type of terrestrial habitat, that is called the grassland habitat, or we can say also the plains habitats. What is the meaning of the grassland? It is the land which is under the normal and the moderate temperature, having sufficient amount of rain, and with the water resources. This type of land is called the grassland. I repeat once again, what is the meaning of grassland? Grassland, it is a typical type of land which comes under the normal and the moderate temperature, with sufficient amount of rain and having the source of water in form of resource. There is the availability of water, and we can easily find the source of water in this type of land. And the lands, such kind of lands come under the normal and the moderate temperature with sufficient amount of rain. Such kind of land is called the grassland. In this type of terrestrial habitat, the grasslands, we can see different types of plants and the animals who live on this grassland habitat. Such as the plants, there are different plants which live on the grassland, such as the herbs, the shrubs, and the trees. And it is very important to know that the plants which live on the grassland habitat having no special type of adaptations at all. I repeat once again, those plants who live on the grassland habitat having no special type of adaptations, or this kind of plants don't show the special type of adaptations. That's why this kind of plants which live on the grassland habitat are called the mesophytes, because these plants having no special type of adaptations. The crop plants, the garden plants, the fruits and the vegetables, etc. These are those plants which grow under the normal and the moderate conditions of temperature, as well as the air, water, warmth, and the airy humid soil. For these different kinds of plants, the best and the suitable type of habitat is called the grassland habitat. Now there are different types of animals also which live on this grassland habitat, such as maybe they will be the domestic animals or the wild forest animals. The domestic animals such as the dog, cat, cow, buffalo, goat, etc. They live on this grassland habitat. And the wild animals such as the squirrel, spider, lizard, bees, butterflies, etc. These are those wild animals which mainly live in the forest, and they live and breed on the grassland habitat. The wild herbivores such as the hare and the deer, these are also the animals which live on this grassland habitat. The hare, rat and the moles, these are those animals which live in the burrows and they feed themselves on the vegetables which grow around them. The deer, it is the wild herbivores, lives in the forest and visit the grassland for their food, and they treat the grassland as their habitat. There is also the animal which is called the carnivore, such as maybe the tiger, lion, leopard, etc., jackal. These are those animals which also live on this grassland in the forest, and the forest of the grassland is called their habitat. They live in their forest habitat and they feed themselves on the flesh of the herbivores. Carnivores feed themselves on the flesh of the herbivores. And both the herbivores and the carnivores live in the forest of the grassland habitat. And all these type of the plants and the animals are distributed on the land depending upon the availability of water, food, and the suitable shelter. And to the larger extent, the availability of water, food, and the shelter, these are easily found in the grassland forest, in their habitat. Now we are going to discuss about the different adaptations which are found in the deer for their grassland habitat. Adaptations, as I mentioned in our previous lesson, that these are those special type of characteristics which are found on their body to make themselves suitable to live in the harsh condition or the unsuitable situation. Now there are different types of features of the characteristics which are found on the body of the deer which help them to live in the environment properly, so that they can live, they can breed on the grassland habitat comfortably. And what are these different characteristics or features which are called the adaptations in the deer, such as number 1, the long legs and the agile body. Deer has the long legs and it has also the body which is agile. Agile means very active. Deer is an animal which is very active and having long legs, and that's why the deer can run fast to save itself from the predators. Predators are mainly those animals such as example lion, tiger, which prey the deer. In another word, we can say also the predators are those animals called the flesh eaters. Owing to the presence of the long legs on the body and its body, as we know that it is agile or active, that's why the deer can easily run fast from the predators such as lion and tiger to save itself. The second type of adaptation found in the deer, it is called the sharp incisors. This kind of sharp incisor teeth help the deer for nibbling the grass, and strong molars teeth to help to chew the food. The another type of special type of features or adaptation in the body of deer is called the long and agile neck. Deer has the long and agile neck and also the bold eyes. The presence of the bold eyes on the two sides of the head of the deer, it enables the deer to look around. There is also the presence of the pinna. What is the pinna? Pinna, it is called the auricle, or it is the external part of the ear. Deer has the large size projected pinna or the auricle or the external part of the ear, and this can be moved by the deer in all directions and easily receive the sound from all sides to hear the movement of its enemies or the prey and spot them very well in advance. The another type of adaptation found in the body of deer, it is called the brown fur on its body, and the brown fur helps the deer in hiding itself in bushes to save itself from the hand of the predators or from being spotted by the predators. Now another type of adaptations which are also found in the tiger or the lion for their terrestrial habitat are the grassland habitat. What are they? The first is the longitudinal stripes which are found on the body of the tiger or the lion, and they are very helpful in moving around the bodies, around the bushes, without being spotted easily or identified easily. That means the longitudinal stripes on the body help, which are very helpful for tiger or the lion in moving around the bushes without being identified or spotted. Due to the presence of these longitudinal stripes on the body, the lion and the tiger can easily hide themselves in the bushes. We know that tiger or lion is a carnivore, and the tiger kills and eats the flesh of the herbivores. Therefore, we can say naturally the habitat of tiger or lion is the grassland forest. Why? Because in the grassland forest, it is inhabited with the herbivores such as the deer. The another type of adaptation found in the body of tiger, it is called the presence of the sharp claws on its paws, on toes, on front legs. Now what are the claws? Claws are mainly the nails which are found on the paws, on the toes of the front legs. And the body of the tiger or lion is also very agile. That means they are very active animal. The claws which are mainly remained inside the toes, and for this reason the tiger, while walking or running, the claws do not lose the sharpness and don't get blunt. For this reason, not losing the sharpness and not for getting blunt, the claws are remained always inside the toes. That's why while running or while the tiger on walking, the claws do not lose their sharpness and don't get blunt. Tiger have the strong smell, and for this reason they can easily spot their food or their prey from the long distance. The last type of characteristics found in the body of tiger, it is called the pointed canine's teeth. It is the adaptation found in the body of the tiger or lion. It is called the pointed canine's teeth. And this pointed canine's teeth pierce into the flesh and tear bits for eating. I repeat, due to the presence of the pointed canine's teeth, the tiger or lion can easily pierce the flesh into and tear it into bits for eating. To brief today's lesson, we have learnt the adaptation in deer, the adaptation in tiger for their grassland habitat. We have also learned the meaning of the terrestrial habitat, including the different examples of the terrestrial habitats, and the different plants as well as the animals who live, breed and feed themselves on the grassland habitat. In our next interactive video session, we will discuss about the desert habitat of the terrestrial habitat. This is the second type of terrestrial habitat. Thanks for watching.